Ready, steady, go! I wonder when I'll be as tall as my big sister. Is that Albedo? Why would he hang around a place like this?
The word on the street is he loves painting. He'll hang around anywhere for a good landscape. The views and scenery here are pretty good. Potential paintings everywhere you look.
But can't he see those hilly churls? Isn't he in danger? Uh-oh. Looks like we startled them. Enough talk. Let's take them out of the picture first.
To dust!
Stance.
Terra Smash! Who are you? Why did you alarm them? Thank the gods I'd already completed my painting. Would have been a shame to leave these particular hilly churls unfinished.
What's up with painting hilly churls? What makes them so interesting?
I'm afraid the answer isn't easy to explain. If you'd like to have a look at my painting, it may give you a clue.
Wow! Look at the detail! But some of it seems to have been done in a hurry.
You can find these hilly churls anywhere. Quite boring, in fact. Not worth closer inspection. But take a look at this specimen. The build, the coat, and there's a distinct force at work here. In the cyclical lives of such primitive...
Hold your horses. Something tells me we're in for a thesis and I haven't got the stamina. We found your man. I'm headed back.
What? Don't you have any questions for him? Hey! What?
So Sister Rosaria brought you. Surprising. and I didn't have time to thank her. But back to the point. From her words, it seems that you were looking for me?
Mm-hmm. We met a girl in Mondstadt, Sucrose. She said you were stuck with your research.
I see. So Sucrose sent you here. Then, if I'm not mistaken, you must... I've heard a bit of everything. I'll skip to the conclusion. There's only one possibility after all. You came from afar. Excellent. If I could procure your assistance, I think... forgive me. This must be confusing. Where should I begin? The essence of life?
Whoa. You want to start with that?
You're right. Giving a demonstration would be better. For example, awakening life. Breathing new life into fallen leaves.
You can do that?
However, I have a particular seed in my possession. The method I'm talking, it's like you, in that it hails from an...
Well, if you're struggling to figure it out...
I beg to differ, but you're not from the known world. By observing and researching you...
shall we just get out of here? This sounds a little freaky.
Mora, knowledge, and the answer to the question you are seeking. It happens to be an answer that I can provide. How does that sound? Time for a change of surroundings.
Albedo and that traveler seem to have hit it off. Takes a weirdo to know one, I guess. I wonder, does this constitute a risk to Mondstadt?
Has a question. After the seed sprouts, will it grow into anything?
I don't know, but I feel the importance using alchemy to awaken otherworldly life into that after awakening.
No, Paimon's got a brain. But what's the seed gonna become? Isn't that more interesting?
Well, if it turns out to be a delicious...
Yay! Paimon's holding you to it.
Well, let's just say I, occasionally have to look after a child. Another lengthy explanation, I'm afraid. I suppose it's one of the few non-alchemy-related disciplines I'm any good at. The subject of my first research was the elements. How you're able to freely manipulate elemental power is something I'd like to ascertain. Firstly, do you have any extra organs? A second heart? A fourth stomach? Things of that nature. Fascinating. And this floating child is... connected to your body in some way?
What a stupid question! Can't you see the gap between us? And another thing, it's Paimon, not floating child.
I was merely considering the possibility that you were an external organ. Perhaps there is some Oh, that rules out that possibility. I wonder... did Paimon guide the elemental power to you? But that would mean that Paimon's elemental power would be enough to break through a mountain rock at least 10 meters thick. Or cause the waterfall south of Springfield to flow backwards. No, that definitely can't be it.
Hey! How would you know anyway?
In that case, it would appear that there's no obvious difference, given that there's clearly a discrepancy in their research. Firstly, this mysterious... let me lure a few slimes to the area. Perhaps you'd be able to defeat...
Huh?
Direct and clear observation are... naturally, if you're...
Slimes! Slimes are fine!
Well, prepare... work. Did you feel anything out of the ordinary? If you're injured, I have a few emergency potions ready. Excellent. According to my observations, the manifestation of the external elemental flow is as expected. Elemental reactions are normal. Now that we know that the external flow is manifesting normally, let's test the internal flow.
Internal flow?
It's very simple. I can use alchemy to create a potion that will extract elemental power. If the elemental power is stored or accumulated physically within your body, this potion may elicit an elemental reaction.
Sounds kinda terrifying.
Don't worry. In the normal course of events, you'd feel some temporary...
And in the abnormal course?
If anything unexpected occurs, I've made the necessary preparations. Well, it's not that there aren't, just a warning. If an internal elemental reaction occurs for any other reason, yes, that's an excellent way to think about it. Before we get started, it's a type of ore known as star silver. I'll take you to my campsite. We can gather some, all going to plan.
Paimon's still got a few safety concerns. Let's keep our eye...
Here, should do for catalyst purposes.
Terra Smash!
This one. Usable with a bit of polish. This should be enough. My campsite is just up ahead. I'll lead the way. This is my campsite. I've added the material. While we are waiting, have a look over here. My assistant Timaeus here is helping me with my research.
Hello! I've just gotten hold of the data from your experiment. The report...
Whoa! Look at all the data!
I wouldn't call them results, inferences, and a few daring guesses. I think the most rational direction would be to expound on the phylogenetic relationship between this traveler and the slimes. Consider. You don't have a vision, but you can manipulate following this line of thought.
Not bad for a point of entry. But strictly speaking, slimes are elemental life forms. In other words, a cryoregis vine or even a wildflower might be a better analogy. But tracing back the phylogenetic relationships between plants and animals, you might have to trace back to the world's origins. In that sense, things...
Yes, sir.
After all, we've got our primary data already. If it turned out that he did have a phylogenetic relationship with this world...
Ah, it would. Apologies. Speaking of data, to complete...
Great, I'll leave you to it. Looks like the potion's ready. In line with my expectations. Ready to drink. Remember to keep calm at all times, and breathe deeply if you feel unwell. I've just tried some. It's in line with my expectations. Remember to keep calm at all times. I'll be noting down all observ...
Tasty? You've got a funny look on your face. You said you tried some already. You sure it was...
Oh, this was the result I was expecting. This potion channels elemental power into the body. But if the internal elemental flow is unimpeded, you'll only experience momentary discomfort.
So you knew you'd be sick and still drank some?
It was my own concoction, of course. Only natural for me to be the guinea pig. Perhaps it's just... In conclusion, I'd say we have our conclusion. As far as elemental energy is concerned...
Aw, Paimon wanted something cool.
Then again, better an ordinary result than a peculiar result. The good thing about ordinary is that everything is an object of reference, and everyone understands you. People are the same, they can understand, empathize. When you're sick, a doctor can diagnose you, but a peculiar person, they don't have much. For example, a human can't understand the life of a pyroregis vine, or an eye of the storm. Have I explained it clearly enough? To sum up, this has been a positive outcome. Timaeus, the results of the new experiment are out. If you could see to collating them.
Just a moment, sir. I'll handle it. Oh, having you down as an animal wasn't very precise of me, but starting with the premise...
Not bad. I think it's an...
You can count on...
Is he trying to join the Knights? He's starting to sound like a suck-up. What Paimon meant to say was...
Before we can proceed, if you're interested, why not have a look?
Here comes Albedo! Let's go see him!
I'm back. Did you see anything interesting? Agreed. I'd love to find a moment. Well, there may be significant differences. Take Tevat, for example. Here, those with but worlds may well... leaving elements to one side. I think answering this question calls for the same methodology as last time. In other words, no. You shan't... Now, see this pillar here? Use your willpower to try and break it.
You think Paimon knows how to do that stuff?
That was your best effort? Have you tried using your elemental power with food? I'm curious to see how the taste and texture respond. It may even help with proliferation. Anyway, why don't you cook us up a sunshine sprat? I've just finished preparing the recipe.
Cooking? Paimon was looking forward to more mad scientist stuff.
Not only is this recipe a staple for me,
Paimon bets you're just... It does sound yummy, though. Okay, Paimon approves. Good buddies are...
I'll leave you to it then. If there's anything left over.
Paimon doesn't think we'll have... How are we gonna channel elemental power into the food? Maybe try the willpower thing again. Where does it get these ideas from anyway?
Which should I choose? Come take a Ad Astra Abyss. Ad Astra Ab...
Is this an answer? A reward on the road. I'll keep this close.
was fast. Looking forward to taste. An average outcome experimentally, but you've really brought out the flavor. As far as the proliferation hypothesis is concerned, we've come up short. Seems like food presents the same headaches in your world as it does ours. Unless... Could it be that the nat...
We just didn't know how to channel elemental power into the food. It's a little more complicated than adding...
Not to worry. At least we put some food to good use. No need to feel disheartened. And here's your portion. Enjoy. I can box it up if you like.
Woohoo! Thanks! Glad you were paying attention.
I can tell that you're good friends. Not that Paimon would have been able to do much if things had gone wrong. But anyway.
Hey! You were but you do have tasty recipes, so Paimon forgives you. And you're right, we are good friends.
Yes. I'm fortunate too. There are all manner of alchemy. I managed to retrieve the majority.
Paimon's barely finished eating, and you want us to...
Don't worry if you can't locate them. I was planning to replace them anyway. If you had, say, superpower, like night vision or vibratory sensing, lost property, I must have dropped them somewhere in the area where you were looking just now.
So, guess we'd better take a look. Oh, yeah! This must be electrohypostasis power. The extract of an animo crystal fly can only be animo elemental energy, right? This has gotta be it. Still in one piece. Good.
Goodness. You managed to find them. I'm wondering... This...
Yep. Guess it does sort of...
Unfortunately, though elemental sight is seldom seen, it is not unheard of. Only a never-before-seen otherworld...
You mean we failed?
Don't be disheartened. This falls entirely within my expectations. I have to commend your deduction. Right then. Up until now, our research has focused on your otherworldly identity. Our research on your identity as one of us is just begin. In essence, the different looking out from where we're standing. Can you see what Sucrose is doing? And if you jumped from here and landed on that cliff, the one over there, could you see her then? So what about if you planted a single blow on the mountain face here, and it burst into a million fragments? Then could you see her? Then I shouldn't get too excited. I know of a location.
Wow, these will come in handy. Get ready for the gliding champion of Mondstadt.
You want us to jump from up here?
Not necessarily. Not if you know of a better method, that is. Whichever method you choose, the experiment will end when you reach the opposite shore of the lake. I will factor the time expended and your top speed into my comparative analysis.
The opposite side of the lake.
Without limitations, we complete tasks intuitively. Some of us would be unable to stand the icy waters. Others, no matter what choice you make, it's all a part of the experiment. For me, every detail is invaluable to the research. Then if you would, please.
Wait a minute. While we're busy testing, what exactly are you gonna be doing?
Me? Recording data, responding to risks, providing, emotional support.
So if we do decide to go swimming, you gonna dive in with us?
No. Unless you're thinking of conducting competitive research?
Oh! Forget Paimon said anything.
Without limitation, some of us would, no matter what choice you make, it's all a part of the experiment. Then if you would, please. Great work. I've never seen a performance. Your reputation precedes you, traveler. The data shows that you're
But you followed us the whole way without breaking a sweat!
Me? Actually, I used alcohol. If it turns out that if the natural laws of the innumerable possibilities that this...
But how does this help your research?
You've helped me to unravel many of the problems that were holding it back. When I may be about to... Gold, petrified trees, the essence of the... I'm willing to pour all these things that start out as
Oh, so that's why you wanted to paint those hilly trails?
Precisely.
So after all these...
Of course not. Now, follow me. There are some other ruins nearby. I imagine you must have encountered more than a few conundrums during your travels. I'd like to observe your intelligence by means of a practical test of your capabilities, much as we did for the physical test. I'd like you to explore these ruins, and there are 2 puzzles located. As with the physical test, there are no restrictions. Everything you do is an action. A tried and tested adventurer, I see. So, let's see. It's a complex environment, so proceed with caution. Sealy like these are a common sight in the mountains. Returning them to their rightful places is up to you. It should now be possible to activate the central mechanism. Exactly what will happen when you do is something I'm looking forward to finding out. Oh, seems that the water level has suddenly decreased. We should be able to see what's in the water now. Let's have a look. What's this? To the best of my knowledge, there's still a lot to learn about. Let me make a copy first.
Another thing for the don't understand list. Seems like if you want the reward, you...
I've truly gained a lot from... Let me return to the campsite first. By the time you get back, I may just have a fleeting miracle for you to witness.
Paimon's kinda looking forward to seeing, unless you can think of anything better to do.
Not so fast. You're not leaving until I'm convinced that nothing
You!
I most certainly did not. And I must say, you let your guards down. Or maybe you were drawn in by his compelling-sounding hypothesis and friendly demeanor. Taking orders from a complete stranger? Drinking anonymous potions? Participating in all kinds... I'd sooner believe you...
Sister Rosaria's guard's so high, she can't even see over the top of it.
It doesn't matter what you think. He could be a saint for all you know. But I understand him a little better than you, Outlander. I'm only concerned...
No way! Paimon would have sensed it. And anyway, he didn't even use any alchemy.
With an alchemist of his level, you wouldn't sense a thing. In any case, I'm not about to let a potential threat back into Mondstadt.
So, what are you gonna do?
I've gotta hand it to you. You have your I've investigated...
But we don't even know what they mean.
That much is true. Not to mention, seems like there's nothing more to them. But for insurance purposes, I'd better make a copy. This is now a location of interest. Regular patrols should be set up here. Now then, all things considered, I deem that you pose no immediate threat, which is what I was hoping. I would have been one very unhappy sister if you'd made me work overtime on your account.
Overtime?
Before we go our separate ways, Outlander, a word of advice. Don't be so quick to trust Albedo, and don't repeat the same mistakes that you did this time. You made a lot of rash decisions today.
She's gone! Mondstadt doesn't have many people like that. Huh. Never mind her. Let's...
You're back. Good timing. I've just about reached the conclusion. You took quite a while. Did you get held up on the way back? I wouldn't worry. Time for the results. We got a myriad of data, but the integral preliminary conclusion that I can offer you is... You're very much...
You couldn't tell that just by looking? We spent all day working on...
Please, I understand that... Have you ever considered that the world of Tevat may have a natural hostility to... I mentioned the natural laws of the only other life form that... But... Imitating you helped to inspire my alchemy. And so...
Whoa! It looks like something's appearing!
The transition from nothing into something is not nurturing otherworldly life, also nurturing the world itself. It would seem that that's as far as we go.
Paimon thought, with all our efforts, it might have...
Life is a manifold tapestry. A short life, cat. So, do you understand what I meant about us conversing here arguably being a small miracle?
Things feel a little heavy right now. Don't be sad. You've got Paimon to look after Albedo, Paimon.
Thank you both. Your help inspired me to discover the means to make a flower bloom. I mean that the time I've spent in the future, if the need arises, well, I made a point throughout of telling him how ordinary the results were. But what was that sediment I saw forming at the bottom of the vial? It should not have been there. What could it mean? Those born of Earth are bound by its imperfections. If, one day, I lose control, destroy Mondstadt, destroy everything, can I rely on you to stop me?
Bet you can't keep up with me! I'll race you there!
Jewelry's out of stock, but we have some new items in.
What should I put in my litter?
Welcome, friend of child, and congratulations on the first day of your illustrious career with the Fatui. You sound remarkably sure of yourself. Remember, we are mere mortals. Our ideas are fluid like water. Only the Tsaritsa truly... But back to the matter at hand. Child tells me that he...
What agreement? Oh, the thing about him helping us find a guy?
Correct. Child promised he would find someone to break the stalemate. And the Harbinger...
Ah, where is...
Child is currently at Lioli Pavilion.
Oh, Paimon. There are two styles of cooking in Liyue, known as Li style and Yue style. They have been competing for centuries. The flagship restaurant of the Li style is the Lioli Pavilion. The owner especially chose to open the restaurant at Feiyuan Slope so they could compete face-to-face with the Xinyue Kiosk, which is the flagship restaurant of the Yue style. Don't talk to Paimon like that. Anyway...
you may. As promised, I found someone who can help you. Someone who can solve the mystery of why the.
So, where is he?
He certainly is. Come, I took the liberty of setting up a business.
Welcome back, sir. You honor us with your patronage. Mr. Zhongli is awaiting your arrival in the room you booked.
Hi. Allow me to introduce Mr. Zhong Li, consultant to an organization known as Wang Sheng, and a trusted associate of the Fatui. Indeed, Wang Sheng's line of work can be sensitive at times. Let's just say they understand when discretion is needed. And we, the Fatui, have always been glad to do business with friends who walk in the shadows.
It is an honor to meet you. I have heard tell of you from Mondstadt.
Discretion? Shadows? Is Wang Shen some kind of business involving dealing with people?
Indeed. It is the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor organizes burials. We ensure that those who
Did you think he was some sort of hired killer? The Fatui calls many such people friends, but the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor does not dabble in such business. Well, ostensibly. Well, they are still... I shouldn't say too much. In any case, I brought you to meet Mr.
Because I can bring you to see Rex Lapis's vessel.
What?
Don't be so surprised. Sure, the Geo-Archon's body has been squirreled away by order of the Tianquan Ningguang. But first, let's hear what Mr. Zhong Li has to say, shall we?
Rex Lapis may be the prime of Adepti, but he is ultimately an Adeptus. Many Adepti have left us over the millennia. The times have changed. You must have felt it too when you were at Jueyun Karst. As you have seen, the time of the Adepti is ending. In years past, Leo's tradition was that a huge memorial service be held to mark the passing of every...
Yeah, the killer hasn't even been...
Deicide or not, Traveler, Child has told me a lot about you. Since you have had dealings with the Animo Arc...
The Tianquan Ningguang has forbidden anyone from accessing Rex Lapis's vessel, which of course...
Precisely. Only by participating in the rite of parting will you be able to see the... If we are agreed, come with...
All right, my bridge building work here is done. Turned out well, didn't it? You can go if you want to. Don't worry about me. I might just have a few more drinks. And get acquainted with these things they call chopsticks in the meantime.
After having experienced the land of the absentee Archon, Traveler, how does it feel to know that, indeed, organizing the Liyue is the most prosperous of the Ningguang of the Qixi?
Huh. What would Child get out of us doing the rite of parting anyway?
I neither know nor do I wish to know. As far as I am concerned, the Fatui are merely financial sponsors. I only wish for Liyue's traditions to endure. These are the advance funds that Child has provided. If you use them up, you can go to him to apply for any subsequent funding.
Wow!
Well then, let us be off.
Welcome to the Jade Mystery, my good friends. Would you like to try your luck? It's cheap and it's fun and...
Betting? No.
Noctilucous Jade of Radiant Grade.
Radiant Grade, Noctilucous Jade? I see. You're not... What do you think? The Jade Mystery is an old name in the jade business.
These 3 pieces really do... But how do we pick? Should we just grab one and go?
Oh? You want me to If it were me...
Oh?
I'll take them all, boss.
Oh, you act with such panache.
Oh, wait, boss. That one... Hey, if we only need 1 for the ritual, aren't we wasting 3 times the Mora if we buy...
Oh, it is as you say. I suppose...
Huh? How do you not think about Mora when buying things?
If one must always consider Mora before act... All Mora is currency, but not all...
What? Is this how they're... Well, he knows...
No need to waver. Evaluating the quality of Noctilucous Jade is indeed very tricky. As crude ore, there is little difference in texture, lustrousness, and internal pattern. Only after the item made using Noctilucous Jade has taken shape, if you return to those crafty merchants to quibble, they will counter by saying that your crafting bench is to blame, or that your heat control was poor.
Whoa! To think it's that easy to...
But there is a way to truly evaluate this jade. A fool sees the pointer and misses the moon.
What does that mean?
If you point at the moon with your finger, a wise man knows that you are pointing at the moon, while a fool will only see the finger, the patterns, the facade. These are all... Noctilucous Jade of excellent quality would have superior pyro affinity. I have imparted the priceless secrets of the...
Priceless, huh? We're back to buy some rock, Spot.
Burn them? You can't do that, my friends. If you were to do so, what... Not buying? Come now, my good friends. How about this? I can take a small sample of all 3. I'll take a bit of...
Don't worry. I know the rules. As long as we can prove that it is good jade, you will not take a loss.
All right. Take these as samples. I've carved them off with a knife and tagged them to boot.
Aren't these too thin? Even paper's thicker. No, even a bug's wings are thicker. These are almost see-through.
Stingy? I've already been very...
But wouldn't something this thin go poof if we held it to the fire?
It can't be helped. Trying to deprive a merchant of his profits would be like forcing a ravenous wolf to vomit up the food in its stomach.
What sort of condition?
While we add the high temperatures using pyro, we can use hydro to reinforce it from within.
Oh, sir, to think you were this learned.
Strictly speaking, asking for samples when we have not yet agreed to purchase the goods is unfair.
Well, guess we just need to find a place to try this out. You mean at One Mean Restaurant?
That would not do. It is a place where people come and go.
Oh, Paimon remembers! We once saw this big pot down at the Dada Upa Gorge in the camp of the Hilly Churls from the Meaty tribe. It's real sturdy. Now, let's...
It has been a long time since I last set foot in the Nation of Wind. A friend of mine from Mondstadt would always bring a few bottles of locally brewed dandelion wine whenever he came to visit me in Liyue. It must be said that the famed liquor of the land of pastorals is far better than Sumeru's frigid snake wine.
I won't let you down.
That's the pot! It looks like the hilly trolls are still using it. It's a bit impolite, but we gotta cut the line. Come on, we can do it. Hi. Huh. Yeah. Huh. Hi. Hi. Let the show begin. Huh. Huh. Hi. There's still soup in here. These hilly churls sure have big appetites. This soup looks like it could be used as our hydro-elemental protection. We're ready to go. Paimon will use pyro to keep making the pot hotter until we get the results we need. Mr. Zhongli said that the shinier and bluer the orchid... Whoa! That light came from the first Noctilucous Jade! Hilly trolls are surrounding us again! Were they attracted by the light? Such nosy neighbors! Let's take care of them and continue again after.
No one escapes my sight.
I taste blood.
Noctilucus Jade, didn't it? More hilichurls? They don't give up, do they? Looks like they're mad that we ruined their food.
I taste blood. Oh, Lupica! My Lupica. Terra Smash!
Oh, that's bright! Too bright! That was the third Noctilucus Jade, wasn't it? It was so much shinier than the rest. Let's go with that one. Let's head back to the Jade Mystery to buy some jade, shall we?